Okay, folks, we finally have the conclusion of the Trimet class action suit. Almost exactly 4 years, a little bit more than 4 years from the date it was first filed. Now, Trimet could have settled this a lot quicker and saved themselves several $100,000 in attorney's fees. But we know how they roll, don't we? They wouldn't do that because that wouldn't look good, you know. The longer they drag things out, the better for them. I guess. I mean, it ended up costing them $700,000 in attorney's fees, which was just stupid. But, you know, it's taxpayer money, so we can throw it away, and TriMet's very good at doing that. So they dragged this out for 4 years, and I don't know if you read any of the material, but there were 60,000 different items submitted to the court in this case. Now, let's understand what this case was all about in the first place. It was about TriMet using our time, we're bus operators. We get paid to operate the bus. But TriMet takes advantage of us in multiple ways. Some of the more obvious is making you park your car at the garage and then take one of their transit vehicles. In my case, I worked out of Merlo Garage. Park my car at Merlo, get on the train, and go to Beaverton Transit to pick up my bus and get $1.25. I think that's what it was at the time. So that's taking 45 minutes of my time and giving me $1.25 for it. Okay, that is abusive. That is not right. That's taking advantage of somebody. That's how they nickel and dime our time, something like that. Also, a lot of people don't understand this, but when you get in at night and you're 2 or 3 minutes late or 4 minutes late and you don't take the time to time slip, I didn't, because I didn't want to bother filling out that archaic time slip designed in 1970. I wanted to get the hell out of there. I didn't want to stick around. And TriMet's well aware that people aren't going to do the time slip. So that adds up to millions and millions of dollars of people that are not time slipping their runs. And that's culturally bred into us. Like, I'm not going to bother with that 2 minutes. So there's that. There's the meetings they want you to go to. You need to time slip all that every time they want you to fill out the yellow card. Yeah, but you're not going to get paid to fill out the yellow card, okay? These are all the items I'm talking about. You have a whole army of people that are sitting in offices who get paid to talk, okay? They get paid to talk. We get paid to drive. If they want us to talk, if they want us to fill out forms, then they have to pay us to do that, just like they pay their army of technocrats that sit in those offices and talk and fill out forms and don't do anything when it comes to actually helping out in a blizzard or an ice storm. They sit there filling out forms and talking to each other. That's what the suit was about, was TriMet using us to fill out forms and talk to them and not paying us for it. And that turned out to be illegal, okay? There's multiple things that were wrong with that scenario. Now, in this particular case, TriMet settled, and you know how these things work, right? When you settle, you don't have to admit guilt, and they don't, of course, because they're TriMet. And I'm not sure how this is going to translate into real-world changes over there. The union was a co-conspirator in this road relief pay. I'm not sure how that came into being, but it's well known that most transit districts across the country do not use this system. They will pay you. If it takes you a half hour to get to your road relief, you get paid a half hour of your pay, which in TriMet operators' case is $28 an hour. You get $14, not $1.25. So I'm not sure how this came to pass. But this is the way they've been doing it since they've started TriMet, I guess. So they're going to have to do something about that at the bargaining table, I guess. You know, this whole collective bargaining thing is a barrier sometimes to changes. Hopefully, they're going to make it more equitable. I guess they've already changed some split relief pay. You know, if you have split shift, which they should, because, you know, people that work split shifts put in ridiculous amount of hours. I mean, imagine coming to work. I mean, it's bad enough going to work once a day. You know, it's like a drag, man. But you got to go to work twice a day. I mean, they got to pay you more than what they're just paying you to do that. They're going to say, okay, come to work at 6 a.m., get off at 7 p.m., but you'll make 8 hours pay. So you come in at 6 a.m., you work till 9, then you go from 9 to 4 to do whatever you want, and then at 4 you come back to work. So they're going to pay you from 6 to 9, and then from 4 to whatever, and all that time in the middle is on your own. And that's just not right, okay? You don't see anybody doing that except for blue-collar drivers, okay? It's not an acceptable lifestyle for most people. So I guess they've fixed some of that. They're going to make it a little bit more reasonable. But these were the issues in the lawsuit in the first place, and you have to understand that's how this thing got started. And it was Joel Young who successfully represented the AC Transit workers in the East Bay, California, who came to me and asked me if I'd be interested in this. And of course, when it comes to messing with Trimet, nobody's more qualified than me. I mean, they need somebody to stand up to them. I mean, nobody's doing it in this area. I mean, the union, where the hell are they? You never hear them. Where are you? Stand up. Start publishing some stuff that makes Trimet look bad. Why is it me that has to throw the stones out here? I don't have any constituency. I'm throwing stones into the wind, basically. Okay, there's nobody can hear what I'm saying. I have no mainstream coverage. You think McFarlane and his gang care what I do? Well, they might care, but they know it's of no no consequence to them. They don't have to pay attention to me because I'm a nobody. So they can see it and go, oh yeah, well, we can use whatever ideas he has that we think we can put to use here, but just ignore him, and that's what they do. So why is there's nobody at all trying to keep an eye on these people but me? And Lane was around, but you know what happened to Lane. That leads me to my next point. Now, Trimet owes me $1,100 because of what happened to Lane Jensen. Those of you that have been tracking this material as long as me, remember what they did to Lane. They concocted this phony baloney telephonic harassment charge against him, and they co-conspired with, what's his name, that hack district attorney, I don't even remember his name, to file this charge against him. So they roll up on him with 5 transit police cops, and they put him in the car, and they take him away. Okay, first time, okay, they just release him on his recognizances. But there was a second time, he was talking about Roberta, I guess, and he wasn't supposed to. He was confused over his release instructions and what he could and couldn't talk about. And so after he'd been released, he did a voice blog, or what do you call it? He did a radio thing, and he criticized Roberta. And so they swooped in on him again. And because he violated the terms of the agreement. And Roberta, she lied like a goddamn rug. They all lie. We already know that. She said, oh, yeah, I'm scared of Lane Jensen. I mean, he's going to murder me. I mean, anybody that knows Lane knows he's incapable of hurting anybody. Even if he wanted to hurt somebody, he's probably incompetent enough to not be able to handle it. So they arrested him again, and this time they stuck him in jail and gave him a $50,000 bond. Okay, and this is what I really objected to, because they were trying to ruin his life, basically. So what happened? Of course, I had to go down there and get his ass out of jail, and I had to pay for that, okay? And it cost me over $1,000 to get him out of jail. It took me hours to deal with it. You know how they are in the jails, right? They suck you dry for everything they can get out of you. They delay you. They fuck with you. If you haven't ever been involved with the criminal justice system, you don't know what I'm talking about. But once you get involved in that system, you really understand how corrupt government really is, because now they have you in their hands, and you can't do anything about it. Okay, and it's all grimy and greasy and ugly and dirty, and you're talking to the sheriffs behind a thick, big 10-inch thick glass, and it's just horrible, man, okay? So I had to put up all that money to get him out. So you owe me that back, and I'm taking that out of this money here, okay? So that's just rewards that get paid back for that. Of course, Lane couldn't pay me back. Where's he going to get the money? You think Lane has any money? He has no money. He has no means to pay anything back. So I'm out of that money too. So I consider this payback for that. Furthermore, there was the time I had to give you, Neil, I had to give you $150. Remember that, Neil?
Okay, my name is Al Mundley, former Trimet employee and avid transit blogger. I have several things on my agenda. Firstly, unlike Mr. McFarland and the Trimet Board of Directors, I actually keep my promises, and I promise to pay Mr. McFarland for losing my small claim against him when he paid me back for my health care that he stole and refused to pay back until now. So I have your $150, Neil. Here you go. Thank you.
So I was at that board meeting to give him $150 because I lost my small claims because I sued him for more than $600. I forgot that they could turn it into a civil suit, and I didn't have the energy to follow through with that. I had Kimberly Sewell as my opponent. I didn't want her. I wanted Neil McFarland, and so I lost the suit. Okay, and they ended up charging me $150. Okay, because I lost. Neil said make him pay $150. This is a guy that makes $300,000 a year. But he wanted my $150. So there I was at the board meeting giving him my $150, which he cashed. I have a copy of it on my blog somewhere. I don't feel like spending hours trying to find it. So I gave him the $150, but now I'm getting that back too, plus all the time and trouble that I spent with that. So that's the next thing you owe me for. And then there's the last issue that I want to deal with in this video, and that is the people that are complaining about the settlement. The people that actually have the nerve to complain about the settlement, you know. I mean, a quick and easy response to that from me to you is, fuck you, you motherfucker. I mean, where were you when I was looking for people to be a plaintiff with me? They were nowhere. Nobody wanted to do the lawsuit except for my friends, Chris, my friend Steve, and Chris's friend John. Okay, nobody wanted to join the lawsuit. And I'm talking to you, those people out there who call yourself activists who didn't sign up for the suit. They didn't even sign on to this suit later. Okay, they had an opportunity to sign on to it, and they still didn't do it. I mean, there were 2,676 people that could have signed on, but guess how many signed on? 426. That's less than 1/6. So 2,200 plus people said, fuck you, Al. Now, if it had been up to me, none of you would get anything. The only people that would get paid would be the 400 and some odd people that signed up. None of you other people deserve a goddamn penny. You didn't believe in it. You thought it was all bullshit. You thought I was all bullshit. Now, that's just Al. We don't have to pay attention to him. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's just making trouble. I would say that all 2,200 of you got the shit. But it's not up to me, so you're getting something for nothing. Okay, you're getting something you don't even fucking deserve. Okay, the only people that deserve money here are the ones that signed up for the suit and the people that carried the water with me, which is Chris and Steve especially. And I know the guy, I don't know the guy from Light Rail that stood up and said, okay, I'll do this. I don't know him, but what was his name? I know his name, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. And he deserves it because he stood up and took the time to be a main plaintiff for the rail people. But the rest of you, fuck you. Who the hell are you? You know, you don't deserve anything. You're whining about the settlement. You're getting money for nothing. You didn't do anything. So fuck you. And I hope, go ahead, find a lawyer to take your stupid case. See how successful you are at that. In case you didn't notice, it was $600,000 or $700,000 to the attorneys. See if you can find another attorney who's willing to put that kind of time in without money up front. You ain't going to find it. If you don't like the settlement, fuck you. I don't give a fuck. You're a fucking piece of shit anyway for turning your back on us when we needed you. So I have no sympathy for you people at all. And if it had been up to me, you would have got 0.